So, this the Q&A. Don't know what's going on back there. Just a confusing situation that I've put myself in. I don't know what I've got myself into, but it is what it is. Let's get to the Q&A.
Might want to go into Q&A now just to try to get through as many questions as we can and hopefully wrap up in a quick bit. But Ben Riley, thanks for your super chat, who said, would you please moderate a debate between Vosh and Daniel from Hard Lens Media? Well, I will ask Vosh. Great idea. Steven Steen, thanks for your super chat. And Kalub, thanks for your super chat, who said, Dave gets all his info from CNN. Dave, if you want to respond to that, you of course can.
I don't watch CNN. I don't really watch the news. I don't, like I said, I'm a science-minded person. I'm not passionate about politics. But I mean,
did you support Bernie or Elias Cricket Hillary?
Let me just finish what I was saying there. When I comment on what Trump says and does, I'm not taking in spin. I'm commenting on video footage that I saw. Doesn't matter where, Twitter, Facebook, whatever, of him talking. So he says things. I mean, unless this is a deep fake where somebody is making up a hologram of Trump saying things he didn't say, I'm pretty sure when I see him saying something, he said those things. And I'm commenting on the things he said. So I'm not, I'm not very politically minded. I'm not.
A little bit of overthinking, but his argument definitely makes sense here.
Democrat. I'm definitely not a Republican. I'm disenfranchised by the political system. But I look at Trump and I see a complete moron. And every time he speaks, he embarrasses himself in the country. And that's, mainly what I have to say about that.
Did you support Bernie or Hillary?
Oh, God.
I supported Bernie and I did not support Hillary.
I rest my case. You're a socialist.
What?
That's why you hate the president.
Hey, what's socialism?
We have to. So sorry, gentlemen. I hate to do this, but just to get through as many questions as we can.
I would love to demonstrate that Jesse does not know what socialism is, but let's go to the next question.
Mothra J Disco, thanks for your super chat. This one I think is for you, Dave. They said gun laws were made up to stop black gun owners, and this is a fact. They say.
Which gun laws? I don't understand.
I'm not sure which ones they mean, to be honest. I've never heard this before.
I mean, look, I'm not an expert on gun law, so I don't know. I don't really have anything to say.
Hey, Dave,
about that.
I want to ask: did the president, the Great White Hope, did he cut taxes and regulations?
Oh, God.
Okay. I will concede that I do benefit from the slight lowering of business tax rate.
And did he cut regulations as well that would allow businesses, small businesses, and others to start opening up without so many restrictions? Did he do that?
I'm not aware of that being the case. And right now,
it's
small
so
businesses
easy
are
for
getting
you to
screwed.
play dumb.
Just to try to get through.
Well, I mean, I don't know things that I don't know. I'm a science person. I don't know much about politics or economics, so I would rather not go beyond. I'm not going to say something that unlike you, I'm not going to make up a narrative off the top of my head and just believe it. I need facts, right? I need sources. I need citations. I need data.
Well, when you get back to West Hollywood, West Hollywood, look at Google. You
North Hollywood.
I mean,
North
Hollywood.
Now it's personal conversation again.
But aren't you happy that I just gave you another thing that I agreed with you about? I told you one thing that I like that Trump did. So you're right. I did think of one thing that Trump did that I like. I mean,
amazing.
Oh, God.
Amazing, right?
And Mark Hidalgo, thank you for your super chat, who said Jesse Lee Peterson's source is the Washington Examiner.
That's not true. I never read the Washington Examiner.
Gotcha. Terry James, thanks for your super chat as well, said, for Jesse, what would you have done if you were in the 1830s and a slave at that time? Would you have repelled, tried to escape, or complied?
If I was in the 1830s?
And a slave at that time.
That's a dumb question. I wasn't in the 1830s.
God, pause right there. For you to say that means that you lack the empathy to try to understand other people's feelings. No wonder why you're throwing out all this crap, man. No wonder why.
1830s, I have no idea what I would have done. I would have to be there in order to know what I would have done. I wasn't there, so I have no idea.
Gotcha. Steven, thanks for your super chat. Says James's shoulder pads are lesbian. Okay, gotcha. Serious Startups, thanks for your super chat. Who said Dave? He said Dave. It's well-known data in that it's well-known data on 70% or more being born to single moms.
Black babies.
Okay, and then said, let's Google it. I just did.
Okay.
All right, what's the citation?
What's the citation? Yeah.
Gotcha.
I was asking Jesse to offer the citation. If he had offered one, then that'd be something.
Let's see.
I mean, I think we can go and count how many times Jesse made unsubstantiated claims in this entire discussion, and it would be through the roof. And I would bet my life savings that they can't all be verified by data.
You will see it. Look it up tonight, Dan.
Well, we
All
do
right,
have a
yeah,
super.
I'll
We have a
gladly
super
check
chat
up on it.
relevant. We have one that's relevant. I heard my interruption, but Excalibur, thanks for your super chat. Who said 77% of blacks were born out of wedlock in 2015. Dave, you in all caps need to Google it. You also need to. Let's see. They said you did not prove that Jesse lies. Sad. Okay, so we'll give you a chance to respond to that, Dave.
No, I will respond to that. So, of those born out of wedlock, how many were born to single mothers?
Oh, Lord.
Gotcha.
That's not part of the statistic, is it? So what if black people just disproportionately choose not to marry? How about born in a nuclear family, they just aren't married?
Gotcha.
So is that part of the statistic?
Gotcha.
I don't think so.
That's
So maybe you should dig a little deeper with your searches.
Gotcha.
Dave, you are a real intellectual and a socialist.
I want to give Dave.
What is
Another
socialism?
personal attack?
In a sentence, what is socialism, Jesse? Can you tell me?
Dave,
You can even Google it if you want.
I said Dave.
What?
Okay, gotcha. Okay, next up,
What?
Uganda, not Wakanda. Thanks for your super chat. They said that beta male Dave is using studies as a way to shut down discussion, and they said, "Do you have a study saying studies are the only way to know something?"
What?
Wow, isn't that a
Dumb
fun little
question.
meta thing there? What I'm saying is that you can make up anything you want, and it's not necessarily true. So, yes, you
So,
do
Dave,
need
how do you know
data just for something.
studies are right?
Because they study things. What do you mean, how do I know studies are right?
But Dave, there are so many studies out there now that are built on ego or made on ego. People, when they
dumb
want to
question,
control you,
man.
they can make up any kind of studies they want. Remember when
Well, okay. Number one, that's not
Remember when
completely true. But number two, yes, if you find one study that supports what you're saying, that's only one piece of evidence. You should find a lot of evidence. You should look at many studies.
Yeah.
So I agree that finding one study does not necessarily corroborate what you're saying. But if you have zero studies, then what's the difference between making it up off the top of your head?
Remember
Yeah.
when the
What's the
president
difference? I
first
can make up anything I want and say anything I want, and it's true.
remember when the president first ran for president and all the studies, especially from the liberal socialist people, were saying that the president's gonna lose, Hillary Clinton gonna win, he's out of there.
Those are
They all
polls.
lied.
Those are
But they
polls.
were
Those are
making up
polls, not
these studies
studies.
and
What?
polls and things.
Polls that are attempting to predict
order
the
to
future is
deceive-
not the same
One
as
sec.
studies that
In
report
order to
factual
deceive,
data.
in order
God.
to
So
deceive
sorry,
the
guys.
people.
Just to be sure that
Jesse,
we don't
do
go
you
too.
not know the
Just to be
difference
sure that we
between a
don't go
poll
too
and a
far
study?
down the rabbit hole. Mothra J Disco. Finally, one for Jesse. Giving you some pushback, Jesse. They said
Yes, sir.
Jesse's arguments are legit defeated by basic U.S. history.
Damn.
Did they complete the question?
That was all that they had charged you with.
Well, one thing I can say to that statement is, or question, or whatever it was, is that history today is not true history, because
What?
there's a false history out there that says that under the Jim Crow law, black people were doing awful. It was worse than slavery.
What?
That wasn't true. I grew up under the Jim Crow laws. My family bought land. They educated themselves. They had families. They got married. They taught their children how to work and take care of themselves. None of the children grew up on drugs and alcohol and out of it in their minds, because they relied on their families and what was right. But the history gives you the impression, which is a false impression, that black people were controlled by Jim Crow laws, it was worse than slavery, and black couldn't move around. It's just absolutely not true.
Gotcha.
So segregation isn't real. Are you saying that segregation isn't real,
God.
or was not
Segregation-
real?
Yes, segregation did happen, but it did not hurt the blacks personally because they, rather than
So
whining
not
and
having
fussing and
access to
begging,
schools and
I gotta give
rather than
Jesse the
whining,
last word on this one, just because the super chat was for him.
they bought their own land, they created their own life. They weren't blaming anyone.
Oh my
Gotcha.
God.
Nature Boy Elfie, thanks for your super chat. And this is one thing I'm going to try to do. If I haven't done it consistently, forgive me.
It's 3
There's a
a.m. in the
lot of
morning and I'm doing
it's,
this. Oh God.
a lot's flying through my mind right now. Everything's moving fast. I'm going to try to let the person who the super chat was aimed at have the last word. Nature Boy Elfie, thanks for your super chat.
Oh,
This one,
God.
Dave, you might be able to. It's a chance where we could ask if you would grant any of Jesse's idea or position. Nature Boy Elfie says in all caps, "Ask Dave if he has forgiven his mama."
What?
Yeah, see, so this is very transparent. I mean, you guys, Jesse, whoever the person is that you're talking about, need for me so badly to be wrong, but you are unable to deconstruct anything that I say. So you have to make things up about my mother and this kind of stuff. You have no idea who she is. You don't know anything about her, our relationship.
Hell no.
So it's not a legitimate question. I mean, why? It's very transparent that you just are so triggered by what I'm saying that you have to invent
True.
something about me to take me down a notch. But it doesn't work.
Just to give,
You don't know anything about her, so
just
you
to,
know.
just to give Dave the last word. We'll go to the next one. Hake, thanks for your super chat. Said great stream. You got a critic here, Dave. They said Dave's a bit sassy and arrogant, though.
Yeah, well, sure.
Amazing.
So, I mean,
Next up,
So what?
Vekel, thanks for your super chat. Said Jesse, say out loud, beta.
Beta bear.
Gotcha.
What?
Agent Black, thanks for your.
God damn
Agent
it.
Black says, great debate. That's all credit to the speakers. Thanks so much. Mike Young, thanks for your super chat. Let's see. A lot of these are kind of more just attacks. I don't want to be too hard on either person. Uganda, not Wakanda, thanks for your super chat. Said Dave has, let's see. They said Dave thinks that morality comes from him knowing pointless theories and having the right, quote, opinion instead of his own character. I'm a little confused.
well, okay. So I don't know what pointless theories you're referring to. That sounds like a pretty science illiterate statement. But I don't believe in God, yet I am moral. So I don't really know what to tell you.
If you're a moral man, how can you hate the president?
What?
More people don't
Why?
hate
Why is it immoral to hate? Why is a sentiment?
because
immoral?
it's of your father. Satan is your daddy, and there's no love and hate.
Okay, so do you want to actually have a conversation, or do you want to just make up ridiculous statements?
So you think your dad is Satan has love?
I do have to give Dave the last
My
word on this
dad
one.
and Satan.
You think there's love
Okay.
in him?
So, do you
Oh,
want to talk
God.
about morality, or do you want to make up things about Satan and my father? Do you
Well,
want
we
to
don't
talk
need
about morality?
Satan as your father, not Satan and your father. Satan is your daddy.
So you want me to
Because whether you
ask
know
my
it or
father
not,
if he is
Whether you know it or not, you either serve God or you serve Satan. You're not on your
Okay,
own.
whether you know it or not, God isn't real. How about that? I can just say that too. There's nothing substantial about what you're saying. You're
Oh,
just
yeah.
taking your religious beliefs and you're putting it on me. I can do the
Yeah.
same. God isn't real. I can state that as a fact if I
Yeah.
want. I don't do that because I'm not a ridiculous person, but I can tell you God doesn't exist whether you like it or not, and just let you simmer in
I
that.
believe that you believe
How
that,
about that?
Satan is your daddy, so you can't believe in but one God, and Satan is yours.
What?
Okay, so but none of that's real. Remember what I just said? And my
Yeah.
reality.
Real.
So my reality is real.
1 sec.
So,
I wanna
but
give
the
Dave
problem
last word,
for
and we got to
you-
go to the next one.
Oh God.
The problem for you is that myself and many, many thousands of other people
I'm tired.
are not
Oh,
religious
God, it's
and yet are
3
moral.
a.m., bro.
For
I'm doing
morality
this
does
bullshit.
not come from religion.
It's almost
period.
4.
I
bro.
Go away.
There's
away.
no two ways about it.
I wish we could keep going on this one, but we do have another one. Uganda, not Wakanda, thanks for your super chat, who said, Dave, if women give love, why do they hate needy guys? Mothers are overbearing because of the ego. Egoless love comes from men. Dave.
What?
That's a good point.
Sorry, give me that one. Can I get that one more time? Let me
You
just-
bet. It's
try to
a
analyze that.
mouthful. They said, Dave, if women give love, why do they hate needy guys?
What?
Like needy or clingy. And they said mothers are overbearing because of the ego. Ego.
Agree that egoless love come from men. I would maybe agree that women are not that wild about needy guys. But I don't know. I think that's probably like a biological thing. I think that perhaps it's just part of our evolutionary ancestry that there's some thread in the lizard brain that just a man is originally thousands of years ago was the provider and was the hunter and was such and such. Now evolutionary psychology is very complicated, and sexuality is all evolutionary psychology. And so yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert in that, but I think it has something to do with that. But the egoless love thing, I mean, I don't understand what they're talking about with that.
Dave, what is a man?
Oh God.
A man is an adult human with an X and Y chromosome, one of each, and male external genitalia. That's what a man is.
Gotcha.
Are men and women the same?
We've got, and after this one we've got.
No, they're not the same.
Okay, thanks so much. Hake, thanks for your super chat. Who said single mothers quote brain love raises criminals.
What?
I think that's going back to the
God, what's
fatherless
going on here?
statistic that came up earlier.
Okay. Who is that directed towards? To me?
Yes, I think.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I would say data.
Gotcha. Thank you very much.
Quick question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Dave, earlier you said that you
Dave
implied
is just
that there's
having
a difference
fun at this
between
point. He's
born out of
treating this
wedlock
like
and
a
single
circus.
mothers. What is the difference?
The difference is that there would be two parents.
You said that.
Is that a real question? What do you mean?
You said something, and it went kind of fast, but you said something about single mothers and born out of wedlock. So, women who are having children and not married, are they having them out of wedlock?
What?
Yes, but they're still two parents. They're still co-parenting a child. So this statistic is not reliable. What if it is simply the person they had the baby with? They just didn't get married. I know tons of people that have babies that aren't married to each other.
I know,
and they're just like everyone else. They're just not married.
What?
Yes, they are. I'm telling you. I know, Jesse, and they're not married. And yet you wouldn't know. It's just that they don't have a little thing right here, but everything else is the same. Okay. So what if black people just disproportionately don't get married, but they still co-parent the child?
Yeah.
I don't know. All I'm saying is that the statistic is not enough
to drive this ridiculous conclusion. It's not a family.
Yes, it is.
A man and a woman are married.
Yes, it is. A man and woman that have a child together and all live together are a family. A man and a man.
No. That's
we can say all the other stuff too.
Oh,
that's a bastard child out of wedlock.
Nope. Well, I don't know what this word is. Who cares about that? A man and a woman and other stuff that have a child together and all live together are a family. Period. So I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
They must be married.
Whoa! Stop with this marriage thing. First of all, a marriage is really not necessary. As long as the couple is in love, it's all right. I mean, they aren't forcing anything, so why is a marriage necessary? I don't get it. Like, WTF is going on here?
No, you're wrong.
Gotcha. I'm gonna we'll go to the next one. Tioga, thanks for your super chat, who said the only beta here is James, obviously. She's sassy, that's why we like her. Next up, nobody, let's see, we've got Dirk is in, let's see. Some of these are just insults, okay. A lot of these are just
That's the
insults.
internet, isn't it?
Next up, William Perry. I don't know which way he's directing it, but they say, this is my nightmare. I don't understand. Michael McCaffrey, thanks for your super chat, said, let's see. Let's see. So like I said, some of these they're quite hard on the speakers. Caleb, thanks for your super chat. Said, oh, I appreciate this. I'll pay you back for this later. He said, when I grow up, I want to be an alpha like James. Thanks so much, Caleb. We'll pretend that was real. And next up, thanks for your super chat, who said from our dear friend Fred, said, Jesse sees complicated subjects in black and white when there are many more shades of gray.
Yeah.
No gray area. It's only black or white. It's only right
or
wrong. There's no gray area at all. Is it right or is it wrong? No middle ground.
Oh my.
Gotcha. Thanks so much.
That reflects his stupidity, like right here and right now. Like, it's so obvious. It's just a joke at this point.
Snake was right. Appreciate your super chat. Who said Trump was talking about nebulized hydrogen peroxide.
Yeah.
I think that's regarding. My only guess is I've never heard this before, but I think it's regarding the idea that Trump told people to ingest in what is it called? Something that kills germs. I can't remember the word.
Liberals don't
Let's
mind
just-
lying on the president.
Let's just put it this way, without saying anything specific, Trump says very ridiculous, baseless things regarding medical topics that he has no business saying. Let's keep it general like that.
Amazing.
Gotcha.
Yeah, pretty amazing, right? This is the guy that
The
he's your guy.
sarcasm, oh my
And yet he says
god.
this stuff. Yeah, sure. I don't know.
Let me
Whatever.
hear you say at one time, Dave, the great white hope.
Oh my god.
No, I don't want to say that.
Come on, Dave.
Gotcha.
Why would I? Why don't? I don't tell you what to say. You can say whatever you want.
This
Why don't you say data?
next one up?
Beta.
Lily.
No. I
Arho.
said data.
Lily Arho, thanks for your super
Oh,
chat.
God.
I think this is a criticism towards you, Jesse. I think that they say, Jesse, Proverbs 16:5 says, everyone who is arrogant in heart is an abomination to the Lord. I don't know if they're saying that you're arrogant or if they're saying that they're agreeing, like if they think that Dave is arrogant. I don't know what's going on here.
I
But
think they're referring to Dave.
gotcha.
Probably. That sounds like it's directed at me.
Gotcha. Okay. Ben Riley, thanks for your super chat, said, don't forget about Vosh and Daniel. Okay, we'll definitely ask. Okay, Spacebar Apologetics, thanks for your super chat, said, thanks for the debate, James. All credit to the speakers. These guys, this has honestly been one of the more engaging discussions I think maybe the
God.
most we've ever had. And they said, what do you think, Dave, Jesse, what do you think Dave should do to move forward?
He needs to overcome his mother by forgiving her for traumatizing him
Oh
and return to
Jesus.
his father, and his whole world will start to change. But as long as he has his mother identity and can't be honest about it, he's not going to get better.
What?
Now, if you were my therapist and I had told you anything whatsoever about my parents and my childhood, then I'd listen to you. But you aren't, and I didn't. So everything you're saying is meaningless.
Oh no, you're going to smoke on this, Dave, because you know I'm right. Did you grow up close to your father?
Oh god.
I mean, I lived with both of my parents, and we were close.
Did
They're
you
my
grow up
parents.
close to your father?
Close to my father? Yes.
You're not being honest.
What?
Everybody.
Why?
can
Because
see
I'm
the
not giving
line,
you the
man.
answer that you want?
Everybody
Because
can
I
see
don't
the
fit
line,
into the
Dave.
narrative that you're trying to
Oh
push?
god.
But that's
Everybody
what
can
Dave
see I'm
has
lying
to do.
how? Are you an
Dave
expert
gotta-
on facial expressions and lying?
Dave got to get to know himself.
How do you know
so
I'm
he
lying?
can overcome his mother, return to his father.
We do, let's see.
Oh, okay.
We have to go to the next one. soon.
Expert opinion there.
They said, Jesse,
Sorry,
will you
Cassie.
define socialism? Lily Rowe.
Oh, thank you.
The
Thank
liberal
you.
media, the Democratic Party, the Rhino Republicans, the Neville Trumper, Dave.
It's a form of government,
People
Jesse.
that want to
Define it in the context of a form of government.
people that want to take over your life.
Gotcha.
So
Next,
you don't know what socialism
let's
is?
see.
Thanks
I want to
demonstrating
give
that.
them. Let's see. Excalibur, thanks for your super chat. Said actually, Dave, you need to Google the statistics. Said single mothers. Do your homework. You sound like the ultimate of insults, Dave. They're coming at you. Your old nemesis. They said you sound like Kent Hovind. Okay.
What?
Well,
Oh,
That's
no.
a huge
they're taking the
insult.
gloves
Oh my
off.
god.
Let me
Now-
give you a chance to
Now I'm
respond.
insulted because that really is the worst thing that you could say to me. So, okay, well, look, I didn't look at the statistic, but it doesn't really matter anyway, right? Because it was a false supposition. He's trying to imply that children born out of wedlock or to single parents or something. He was saying something about them being addicted to drugs and doing crime and all these things. And so it doesn't matter if the statistic is true or not. The supposition that he was using to base something on is ridiculous. So
Amazing.
I was just implying that everything he says is wrong. So, if one statistic was good, fine. I
Next.
don't care.
Next up, live a life filled with love. Thanks for your super chat. Said, great job, Jesse. And
Thank you.
they so you got a fan out there, Jesse. That Snake was right. Thanks for your super chat. Who said Christians are beta for God? How about that? I think that's an
Oh.
objection to you, Jesse, saying that Christians are betas for God.
Well, I understand that atheists, not all, but most of them don't understand it, so I can't blame them for thinking that way. But until he returned to the Father, to his natural state of being,
Oh
he's
dear.
not going to understand what true love and true power is. He got to return to the Father. So I understand it. It's not personal.
Gotcha. Thanks so much. D. Watts, this is a nice one. Thanks for your super chat. They said $10 each for two of my favorite people on YouTube. Thank you, Jesse and Dave.
Oh.
Amazing.
There's
You're
somebody
welcome.
that watches both of our channels.
Right on.
Let's see. Fred, thanks for your super chat. Said I love Jesse, but he was outclassed here. And they said thank you guys still though. So Jesse, they're throwing some heat at you.
Well, one thing I can say is right. I have no class. I'm just Jesse. I love what's right. I love my country. I love the order
Oh,
of God
God.
in Christ. Christ is man, man over woman, and woman over children.
Oh
I'm just
no.
Jesse with no class.
Gotcha.
Yeah, because you categorize people into different hierarchies. Yeah. Sure.
Thank you very much, Stripper Liquor, for your super chat, who said, Jesse, please come back on again. Best debate ever.
I will. Thank you.
Then let's see. Decepticons Forever. Thanks for your super chat. Let's see. Let's see. I don't know what that means. Some of these, I don't know if it's an inside joke meant to insult one of the speakers or not. So I'm trying to skip. Fred, thanks for your super
The
chat.
internet,
Said-
basically.
Let's see. Oh, we did. We read that one. Let me just check for any last ones. Otherwise, I think we'll be able to wrap up. We really do appreciate it, folks. And then we do have. Oh, these are always my favorite. So, whenever people offer a debate challenge. So Maynard Saves, thanks to your super chat, said, would Jesse be willing to debate Kyle Kulinski on Modern Day Debate?
I would debate everybody and their mama. I don't
What?
run. I run
Another
toward the pain,
insult?
not away from
Come
it.
on, man.
Gotcha. Thanks. Well, we'll ask Kyle. We'll try to get a hold of him. Stripper Liquor, thanks. We got that one. Thanks for your patience, guys. Kind of sifting through. We Sphere itself, aka said, James, can you please save a little sexiness for the rest of us? That's funny. I always say, I think this is probably Earl, the 65-year-old postman from Alabama. I appreciate that. They said, Excalibur, thanks for your super chat, who said Trump was talking about internal catheter UV light that is FDA approved to reduce lung viral load and O3 infusion in the body. Google it, Dave, in all caps.
No, he used the word injection.
Dave hates Trump, so he's never going to be honest about the man. But
What?
you know, I hate to
Like,
run.
I know what he said. I saw the clip.
got
He
Yeah,
said he used the word injection.
Like,
Hey,
it's
James.
obvious.
Yep.
I'm so sorry, but my time is up. I got another appointment. They're rushing me.
Okay.
But so I have to run. I wish I didn't, but I will come back if you have me.
Totally. That's no problem. We'll wrap up then. We want to say thanks so much, folks. Sorry if we didn't get to your question, but hopefully we'll get to have these guys on again. Who knows who it'll be against? It's been a true pleasure, guys. Want to let everybody know these guys' links, I've put them in the description. So if you want to hear more of these guys, you can by clicking those links. So thanks so much, folks, for being with us. And thanks especially to Jesse and Dave.
Thank you too, James. And Dave, it was good to meet you, man. I enjoyed that.
Good to meet you as well. I think I had fun. Yeah.
Yeah, stop being a beta.
Sarcasm.
Get some data.
Very
Oh,
nice.
God.
Excellent. Well, thanks
Dave
so much,
is
folks.
having fun. Alright, so that's the entire video, and it's a comedy, and I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope to see you guys again in another video. Peace out.